It's Paul from V-Marine. We're going to go over how to install the low profile tie down bolt that you're going to use for your bucket attachment, for the Rotomount bucket attachment on this Maverick. So we're going to kind of go through step by step how to install this. And this works for either when you set it up as a tie down bolt for your front casting platform if you buy that, or if you set it up for the low profile bolt for the Rotomount. So we'll go through it step by step. First thing we're going to go through is you're going to need some different tools. So some of the tools you're going to need, obviously the setup low profile bolt that comes with the package when you buy it. You're going to need some 4200 or other marine adhesive. You're going to need a socket that marries up to the bottom of the low profile bolt, tighten that up. You're going to need a screwdriver, doesn't matter if it's a flathead, Phillips, doesn't matter. You're going to need drill bits, varying in size, because you'll work your way up in size. We'll go over that in a minute. From smaller to larger, you're going to need to end with approximately a 14 millimeter bit, somewhere close to that. You need a Dremel or similar tool to a Dremel, and then you're going to need a drill. So we'll kind of go through it step by step. Now we're going to go over how to pick the location for your bucket when you do the install of the Rotomount. So some of the things you have to consider is, does the bucket clear of any hatches you have? Does it clear the pulling platform? Does it not get in the way? Is the anchor not going to hang over and the anchor's going to hit the pulling platform? Check for clearance here, the front, the back. You're going to check for clearance on the pulling platform, the rear of the boat, to make sure it doesn't hang off the rear of the boat get in the way of anything else. The other important thing about the location of the bucket, which you'll see the inside here, you'll end up marking through here to mark your point that you're going to drill the mounting hole. One of the other things you're going to need to check is that you can access the bottom of the location of this hole. So on this Maverick, the only access point is going to be through the bilge here. So you're going to need to make sure you can reach the underside with your socket set to tighten down the low profile bolt that's below here. So make sure you have enough room to reach in here to mount the underside of the mounting location when you make a decision on where to mount it. We've got the location marked through the inside of the bucket. We mark where we're going to drill, where we're going to mount the tie down bolt for the Rotomount bucket. So once we have that location picked out, you're going to pre-drill the holes. You're going to start with a smaller drill bit and then gradually step your way up to the final size drill bit. So first step done. All right, now we made our way up. We've drilled several different drill bit sizes to make the hole bigger. We're going to do the final hole in the deck of the boat for the Rotomount low profile tie down bolt. So we're doing that a little bit. Make sure it doesn't crack when we drill through it. Now your hole's drilled. On to the next step. So we have the hole drilled. The hole is going to work for this portion of the tie down bolt, but it's not going to work for the squared off portion. So you need to take your Dremel or similar tool, and what you're going to do is you're going to square off the top portion of the hole here. So you can test fit it, goes in the hole, and then we'll need to square off the top portion so it sits flush, and then it will prevent this from spinning when you mount it and then in the future. So as you're starting to square it off, you'll want to check it periodically to make sure you don't overdo it. So we need to do a little bit more. Actually, it's almost there. So we're almost there to get it to fit. And you notice once it goes in there, it won't spin. So make a tiny adjustment and be ready to roll with it. Sits flush. Now on to the next step where we'll get the rear washer locking nut installed in the bottom side of it. So once you get to this stage, your hole's drilled, you've test fit this fits in there good. You're going to get a little 4200 or whatever marine sealant you choose. It's your choice for it. You're going to make sure to apply it around the edge. You're going to make sure no water will penetrate through the edge of this and into the hole of the boat. So pick whichever kind you'd like, 4200. There's a bunch of different marine sealants out there. You're going to apply it to the top the squared off portion that's going to be making contact with the hull of the boat. Apply it to the bottom portion of the tie down bolt so it seals around the outside of it on the deck of the boat. Once you got enough on there, you're ready to insert it. Then we'll move on to attaching the washer in the back and the lock. So once you get to the portion where you're getting ready to install the washer and the locking bolt on the bottom, you're going to twist this into the top portion of the part. You're just going to twist this all the way down, and this is going to help relieve some of the pressure when you tighten these pieces on the bottom of this. So you'll tighten this all the way down on here. Make sure it's good and tight. Once it's good and tight, you're going to take the screwdriver that you'll need and you'll insert it in here, and you can add counter pressure when you tighten this on the bottom. That'll prevent this from stripping out or spinning. So once you're done using the screwdriver to counteract the tightening of the locking nut on the bottom of this, all you're going to do is take the screwdriver, or your hands really, loosen up the eye bolt. You won't need this anymore for the bucket mount. Literally the only reason we sent it to you is to help with the flush mounting of the low profile deck bolt for the Rotomount for the bucket. Once that's done, apply some lithium grease in there inside this occasionally. It'll help make sure that the bolt doesn't stick in there and you don't develop any corrosion. Once you're done with that, clean it off. Once you get it cleaned off, you're going to place your bucket over it. You're going to look through the inside of the bucket. You're going to get the holes to line up. Once you get the holes lined up, we're going to tighten down the bolt in there. We'll show you what it looks like here in a second. Alright, once you got the low profile deck mount installed, portion of the Rotomount, with the bucket portion installed your bucket, you'll line up the holes. Make sure they line up right on top of each other. You'll take this portion of the part, you're going to twist it in through the threading on your bucket. Make sure your bucket is secure on the deck of the boat, like flush all the way down on the deck of the boat when you do this. And then it will hit the threading on the deck of the boat. And literally all you're going to do is you're going to twist down this part until it's tight. As soon as it gets tight, tighten it as tight as you can with your hand, and you're ready to go. You're ready to throw your anchor in it. You're ready to throw your cast net in it for storage. You're ready to throw your trash in it. Whatever you use the bucket for, it's secure on the back deck of the boat. You're ready to go.